Alright, change of location for the mid-season awards. Let's just get it going right now. We're going to start off with our #1 draft pick of the season. We've got a lot of honorable mentions to get to. We've got Victor Cruz. You know, everyone thought Benny Boy was making a huge mistake, but he didn't. He's saucing his way into very high on the points list in our league. Another candidate for best draft pick in our league would go to Big Casey drafting AJ Green and Matt Ryan. Both have outperformed where they were drafted. Cordray is also going to get 2 shout-outs for MJD and for Ryan Matthews. We had the contract dispute. We had the collarbone injury to Matthews. And lo and behold, both have come through. A lot of risk, a lot of reward with those 2 picks. But all of those fall short of our #1 draft pick, who also is going to serve as our league MVP, none other than Chris Van Eaton, Wynham Dynam 49ers quarterback. RG3, the Baylor grad, Baylor product from Copper's Cove, right down the street from me and Colleen. And he's looking good this year, and he's outperforming every other QB. Well, let's get on to the worst draft pick so far, and we've actually got a tie for first place. We've got, and I know I'm going to get killed for this. I'm going to get flamed big time by both of these people. But Casey Wofford, your choice of Jimmy Graham in the first round. I mean, he's done okay, but there's a lot of tight ends that were drafted after him or not even drafted that are outperforming him. I know he had a little injury. You know, I'm not trying to flame because, again, I have him in other leagues. I think he's got a big second half coming, but so far he's underperformed. And my other bust of a draft pick would go to none other than the Drapers, CJ2K. You know, hopefully that trade works out for you. You did kind of turn some dust into diamonds there by getting a trade for Vic, and I think CJ2K is going to perform well this second half. But those are the most underwhelming first-round draft picks in our league. We're going to move on to probably my favorite award here, the best poster of the first half of the league. We've got a lot of honorable mentions. We'll just get started right off with none other than King Torter himself. I love the recaps. I look forward to them every Monday or Tuesday morning going into work. They're a great read. They get us into the mind of the Hulky Home Depot King of Fantasy. Ho, ho, ho. Not quite so much this year, but you've had some bad luck, no doubt. But I do love the article. Great mix of psychology, of comedy, of, you know, just journalism, just recapping the games. You know, it's been awesome. The Mortal Lock is great. I'm going to give myself some shout-out, a little bit of a shout-out for the Mort report. A little more analytical. I mean, you can only do so many. Dr. V doesn't pay rent. Ben is gay. You know, Big KC, Daddy Daycare jokes. You know, King Torta, Jack in the Box, taco jokes. I mean, those can only get me so far. I don't have a lot else in my repertoire. So I come at you with a lot of numbers, and I hope you like the change-up. You know, I try to keep it a little funny, but I do what I do. So anyways, we've also got the power rankings. Big Casey, you know, you were almost in the finalist group. You really, the power rankings have been great. You've been honest. You've been brutal. You've been funny. You know, they're just raw and real, and that's what power rankings need to be. I love them. They're probably my favorite. Only reason you got knocked off, you missed a couple weeks, and I know you're busy, so, you know, with the anniversary and everything, but it's been great. Also, Cordray stall sessions have been great. And Jamie and Mel, you know, y'all been getting on shit talking a little bit, throwing in a couple 2 cents. I love the participation. Basically, everyone but one person has participated in the boards this year, and we'll get to that a little later. But our 3 finalists, second runner-up, we're going to go with Robbie, Team Haggles. Great poster. All his posts come between midnight and 2 a.m., and he doesn't say much, but when he does, they're classic. The No Respect, Rodney Dangerfield. Great. That had me laughing at work for about an hour. Our first runner-up, this might surprise you, but it's actually Mikey P. The BBBs have been outstanding. Some real classic, just tear-jerking moments. You know, everyone gets together to watch them. You really bring us all together, Mikey. We love it. Zeta's been a great addition to it. You know, it's been a little different this year, but I like it. I like how you're expanding that role, so it's been great. But our #1 poster of the year, it's going to Gwildor Street, Ben Wilkie, with his creative writing. That's the best way I can describe it. It's kind of like fantasy writing, you know, a little gunslinger, kind of mythology, and kind of mixed in the mind of like a teenage Gollum right there. So I love your article is the one today. Man, the St. Louis Adventure. I hope there's a couple more posts. But you do win our Best Poster of the Year award. We're going to move on. Best trade. We're going to go through these really quick. Mel, you get second runner-up for getting 3 starters for 1 Megatron and Bentay. Great trade. Really improved your team. Looking for a big second half from you. Our first runner-up, second place, would be Mikey P. When he basically turned Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, and Kevin Smith, who isn't even playing really for Detroit anymore, and turn it into D-Mac, a top-tier back. And that was a great move. Jamie, next time before you trade, I want you to look around, and if you see NBC cameras and you see Chris Hansen in the room, yeah, you're the prey, and Mikey P's that predator that they're trying to catch. So just a little backstory. He used to always call me up, hey, man, come meet at Sherlock's. Why Sherlock's? You know, it's okay. They got live music. You know, it's a little closer to Round Rock, maybe a little cheaper drinks there than downtown. Those weren't the reasons why. It's because it's a target-rich environment for wounded ducks. Mikey P is a predator. Just watch out. You did a lot better on your second trade. But our number 1 trade of the first half of the season goes to me, Dr. V, throwing a little psychology, figuring out Buffy's love for the Cowboys, and getting Reggie Bush and Wes Welker for basically DeMarco Murray. Yay me. All right. We're going to go on to the team with the worst luck of the first half. A lot of candidates, but really only 2 come to mind. You know, you've got King Torta, really good team. I look at his team on paper, and if we didn't put anyone's names above their team, you know, I think a lot of people would choose to have his team. He's definitely been unlucky. Last night was a huge, you know, just exclamation point on his unluckiness. But our most unlucky team in the first half is definitely Cordray. I mean, more points scored against him by far than any other team in the league. Everyone has their banner week against Cordray. So, you know, bad luck. I still think you make the playoffs. I think you're going to have a strong push. These things tend to even out. Now, from worst luck to worst team, the worst team of the first half of the season, it goes to, y'all think this is a shoo-in, get the brooms, right? It's a tie. It is the King Torta that everyone wants and has been hoping for to be the worst team and has been loving his despair. But we're throwing in Mikey P because Mikey P's also got that team on paper. The backs are stacked. He's got some big play wideouts. You know, he's a little lacking at quarterback, but maybe he's fixed that. But he's 2-4. You know, those guys are definitely the 2 that have underperformed as far as expectations. So we're going to go right into our best team now. I think y'all know where I'm going with this. Y'all all think I'm going to pick myself, right? Pompous Dr. V. No, Chest Puff Cairo isn't going to do that. I have not been the best team through the first half of the season. And so you would think I would give it to my division mate, Robbie, who beat me. Team Haggles. He's not the best team. So that leaves the one, the only, Chris Van Eaton, Wine 'em, 49 as our best team. He's not our best team, and the main reason why is he doesn't participate in the message boards. This league's about more than just having good players, a good roster, scoring a lot of points, and getting the W's. You've got to participate in the sickness. You got to talk shit. You got to contribute. It doesn't have to be a lot, but we just need to know you're there. We can grab any, you know, hobo, you know, hustler off the streets come play in our fantasy league, but we choose our participants carefully. So our number 1 team of the league, we've also got a tie for this category. It is Mel's Ninjas, Team Reese. Y'all think I'm throwing a big psych out there, but I'm not. Y'all are definitely the top team. Y'all are outperforming my expectations for y'all. I wrote in an article at the beginning of the season how I thought y'all both missed the playoffs. Y'all have done really well. Mel, you are the only team to beat Chris. Team Reese, you have wins over Silva and, you know, a couple other surprising wins. So, you know, good job for both of y'all. You know, y'all are out of your element. I'm not going to lie. You know, if this were a fantasy cooking league or a fantasy washing clothes league or a fantasy taking care of kids league, y'all would be the best. You know, if it's a fantasy cooking league, I'd probably draft macaroni and cheese in the first round. Y'all would all laugh at me. Ain't going to feed a family of 4 just off mac and cheese. So, you know, I respect y'all. You know, the cooking, cleaning, getting out of your element. Good job, ladies. Look, I kid on the chauvinistic thing. I really like y'all being in the league. So we're going to go on. I've got 3 bold predictions here before we get out. We're going to go through these quick. One blockbuster trade will be made before the end of the season, a huge one I'm talking about, and I think it's going to involve either King Torta or the Texas Titans. Our second bold prediction, the one that nobody wants to hear, King Torta will make the playoffs. Mark it down. And our last prediction, the finals. One inning, the other inning, head-to-head. Who wins? Not going to tell you here, but you heard it here first. We will be the two teams in the finals. And one more bonus prediction. I said I was going to give you 3, but I always like to give you a little bit more. This prediction is big. This prediction is that this league will be 12 teams next year. We will definitely have Sammy Boy joining up. Danny V, the last Van Eaton, will be moving back into town. We'll get him to join up. The more the merrier. Everyone's got fantasy experience on their belt. No whining about there's not enough people, blah, blah, blah. Draft right, we've all done it. Let's have some more fun, get some more people involved. And last but not least, I'm a doctor, so I'm going to do my public service announcement. I just have to say this to you. Answer the question after the post. Does this guy need to go to the hospital? Your PSA. I'm out. Mort Report, Midseason Awards.